Last time.
I have some friends in Morthal who told me there's some legendary hero who lives in the marsh and rides a chorus.
What you want, stranger? I don't have time for chit-chat.
The song will put him to sleep, but he won't stay that way.
Call me crazy. I think the music is making him angrier.
I think we better get going. I hear someone calling me somewhere over there. Away from the crazy person.
Anum-La already backing away slowly.
This is all your fault, you know. What did you think was down there anyway?
Well, we got away from that elf thing. Thanks, by the way. Say, how do the companions compare to your old adventuring company?
Hard to say. Aside from the fact that Daikatana recruited mages, I'd say the biggest difference is the name. The companions already have a long history. We were trying to make one, but we were both founded on honor and glory. The fact that a few people around here still believe in it is a testament to their company.
Actually, I think most of the companions are hunters and sellswords.
But they're still around, which is more than you can say for mine. But in all honesty, if a companion tells you they only care about gold, I take their words with a grain of void salt. Some of these Nords are too afraid they'll sound like milk drinkers to tell you how they really feel. But I don't think they'd be here if Boltac didn't believe in them as much as Daikatana believed in me.
The Honorable Eight must have been more than just a name.
It was. I could tell you 1,000 stories of the glory days, but most of them only remind me of how it ended and what we lost. But the one I'll always remember fondly is the day we were delivering sacks of potions to a village full of Dunmer refugees. Many of my fellow Argonians didn't like what we were doing. Even Moontail scowled at the notion, but Daikatana stood his ground. There were sick children who needed these potions. It was the honorable thing.
Commendable. Circuit said, true honor is doing the right thing, even when it's hard.
I thank you, Traveler. Your words are kind. Still, to some we were traitors, and it wasn't long before they made their feelings known. They ambushed our camp one night when the mist was thick. Skilled warriors with poison-tipped spears. The others fought them off as best they could. Daikatana ordered me to stay with the cargo. One by one, I watched my friends emerge from the white, blood dripping from their wounds. Bodan arrived carrying Ula on his shoulder. He said more were on the way. He turned to Elia, but she shook her head. She was all out of magicka. Indril was the first to suggest we drank the potions from the shipment. Daikatana said he would kill anyone who tried. I didn't even think. My company looked to me. They trusted me, and I knew then. It didn't matter how many of them were waiting for me in that mist. It was me against them, and I couldn't lose. The others wished me luck. Bodan stood up to speak, but it was Moontail of all people who said the words I'll never forget. Remember, child, he said, it matters not the size of their blades, or the size of their numbers, only the size of your heart. And on that day, it was big enough.
So, now the giant adventure is over. What are your plans going forward?
As opposed to going backwards? I haven't thought about it, but your company makes me long for the old days. In truth, I only came to Skyrim to rid myself of that urchin. Now that I'm here, maybe I'll adventure for a bit.
Hey there, welcome to another installment of the Stolen Years. As you can tell, the stuff that's not really mod focused is vanilla game focused, and also 3D NPCs plays a large part. They're good, smallish story quests. This is before the Witch's Coven episode, but these are more topical, so this will end up after the Witch's Coven and Gore episodes. A courier is supposed to deliver a letter at this time. Get ready for some jankiness today. And there's the camp right over there.
So, the Swamp Knight lives. Thank RK.
Bodan, what are you doing here?
Looking for you and Elia. I searched east and west, high and low. The sands of time flowed for many months, but I managed to find you both.
I haven't seen Elia since we parted in Bravo. How is she?
I'm sorry, old friend. She's dead.
No. How?
I don't know. She was found dead in her room at the Oak and Crozier in Carol. It's not the sort of establishment where an assassin can slip in unnoticed.
With Elia, he wouldn't have to. Not if he was handsome enough.
True, but there's a reason I sought her. The same reason I'm here with you now. Elia isn't the only one. It started with Ula Wei. At the time, I was disheartened, far from surprised. The Shadow Scale builds a ledger of enemies that runs longer than a Leviathan's tail. However, while mourning one friend, there came news of two more. Arnwolf and Moontail had perished as well.
By the hist. What about the others? Ptolemy? Endril?
They're fine, as far as I know. The first thing I did was seek Dalome's counsel. He was surprised to see me, but gracious, as always. When I told him of what happened, he asked that I warn you and Elia, whereas he would stay and search for Indrel. Although, to be honest, the Bosmer did not concern me as much as you two. You know as well as I do that no one will ever find her, so long as she doesn't want to be found.
Arnwolf. Moontail. Elia. Why?
A question without an answer, or perhaps far too many. When we were a company, there were no shortage of people who wanted us dead. Together, we could always fend them off. Apart, we are at their mercy.
When we band together one last time, we take the fight to anyone and everyone who dares kill one of our own.
My friend, I see time hasn't frayed your passion. The problem is our enemy has not a face.
Forgive me, Bodan. All those years, all those lessons. And sometimes I wonder if I've learned anything at all.
You were always his favorite, and in this case you aren't in the wrong. Aggression may be what is needed. However, our best weapon at this point is our wits, not our blades. I've done some research on our past jobs, and it appears there is one unscrupulous lord we managed to thwart far more often than the others. A baron, in fact, by the name of Gabanya. As it so happens, it seems one of his agents is in Falkreath, attempting to secure a fur deal with the local hunters. I have other leads as well, which I myself will attend to. If you can vet this one, perhaps we can narrow down our suspects.
All right, I'll find out what I can.
Be safe, old friend.
I know this isn't your fight, Traveler, but whoever killed the others must be one damn good fighter. And I'd feel better if you were by my side.
Your fight is my fight. We do this together.
You're a true friend. Even better, you're a strong one. This Baron has no idea who he's messing with.
Shame the company couldn't reunite under better circumstances.
Truth be told, it was always going to be in death. Maybe that's what the mourner's clothes were for. So when I saw them next, at least I'd be properly attired. I never thought I would be mourning them in this way.
Is it wise to leave him alone?
It's not. And I don't mean from assassins, but from himself. Bodan never really got over his wife's death. I don't know if I told you this, but every day he was with us was a fight to keep him alive. Daikatana used vengeance to motivate him. Looking into his eyes, I wonder if that's all but settled. But honor is a funny thing. Sometimes it trumps even love. We may not be a company, but he'd never abandon us now. If he thinks this is the best way to go about it, then I trust him.
Are you going to be all right?
No, I don't think I'm gonna be all right. Not for a while. I'm gonna be confused, frustrated, and angry. Still, I appreciate the concern, Traveler. At times like this, I'm reminded what it is I value most. and why I have to see this through.
Turns out, I got distracted by other quests. But by chance, while I was talking to Rayya, a while later,
I found him in Falkreath, but a Thalmor woman was making trouble. What brought you to Skyrim, anyway?
Well, I don't have family back in Hammerfell, so I left and wandered north. The Jarl of Falkreath asked for help. I know he's not exactly the fair man, but he never fails to reward hard work and loyalty. What you must understand about Falkreath is that Falkreath's warriors always return, one way or another. For better or worse, Falkreath is defined by the large and ancient cemetery here.
So how did Redguard come to be a housecarl?
I began by taking mercenary jobs in Markarth. There were always forsworn that pestered caravans and needed killing. But eventually, the shadows of my past, they had caught up with me. I left for Falkreath out of necessity, rather than by choice.
So you were a mercenary in Falkreath?
For many years. By then, I'd been reputable enough that the Alakir's sword was the nobles' first choice whenever they needed protection, or wanted something killed. When Jarl Siggeir took office, he saw my worth, and promised me enough gold to live like the Silverbloods. All I had to do was to guard his estate. I had been one of his housecarls ever since, until he was deposed, and the new Jarl assigned me to you.
Shadows of your past?
It was a tragedy of my own making. I request your excuse. I would rather not talk about it at this moment.
What the heck? You just killed that guy in the street?
Be quick about it.
Do you know who that guy was? He was my lead to the, quest I almost forgot about.
Now that I think about it, perhaps I have seen that muskrat of a beard before. He might have even recruited me to assassinate some hunters. Come to think of it, I might have even agreed to the contract. It sounds like something I would do. I'm almost sorry I terminated him.
So he may have been an assassin, but he was killing Nords, so thanks, I guess.
Now, when you put it that way, I am indeed sorry for my actions. I will simply have to murder more Nords to compensate. I hope that will serve as an appropriate apology.
Did he have anything? Did he mention a bard named Bodan?
As a matter of fact, he did mention a bard by that name. Here, take this. I certainly have no need for it.
Hey, I got Gore's face paint to stick. He's here now, and Circuit is not.
You know, sometimes I have no idea
Such terrible
what we're
times we live
doing.
in. Is no place safe
I'm real
anymore?
glad you bring me along.
someone's been murdered.
Yeah, you better go tell the guards. Our contact with Savaris has been killed. However, the Baron isn't responsible for Bodan's company's deaths, but he doesn't want people poking around in his business, so they sent sellswords after him. So merely a coincidence.
Someone do something.
This should
And us, apparently.
Dang, this thing is too heavy. Having trouble with the technique.
You were ugly before.
Not my problem.
Stop right there, criminal scum. Nobody breaks the law on my watch.
Hey, the guards are jumping in, and Remembrance here.
Start running. Something to tell the grandkids, eh?
Well, we better check on Bodan. If these sellswords are any indication, he's gonna have a lot of corpses to burn tonight. Bodan once took down half a dozen men in the middle of a song before finishing his set. He won't have much trouble with these sellswords.
If we're lucky, maybe he'll leave a few for us.
I never knew Bodan to be that generous. We better hurry, or he might kill this assassin too. That old bard always did hog the glory.
Is he just sitting here waiting for me? Maybe he thought he'd get a twofer.
Looks like Elmo was right.
That, my friend, is for Daikatana to decide.
He's here?
Indeed, he should be arriving at the Moorside Inn any moment now.
Yes?
Although, it's occurred to me I don't know this marsh as well as you do. Do you mind leading the way?
No, I don't like this place one bit.
It will be good to sit down with me. I haven't made me proud of the fun.
Just so you know, if you have a Morthal overhaul or a overhaul for the Moorside Inn, it totally messes up the firing of this quest. Gonna have fun editing around this.
Dalome, it really is you.
Anum-La, Bodan, it is good to see you both alive and well.
Hear any news on Indra?
No, and I don't suspect we will. You were right, old friend. It was like trying to grasp the wind. However, it seems we have an even more able warrior in our midst. I thank you, companion, for keeping Anum-La safe.
Don't be so sure. It's not like the old days. Maybe this time, it was me doing the saving. Ha ha ha!
It wouldn't be the first time, my dear Swamp Knight. You proved yourself that night in Thorn, and countless times thereafter. Now, I hate to delay our reunion, but I would like to speak with the companion alone. The two of you order a drink, and we will join you shortly. First, I want to thank you once more for protecting Anum-La. She is like a daughter to me, and had our company survived, I was to leave it to her.
No need to thank me. She can hold her own.
True, but she has always fought better when she fights for someone other than herself. I wanted to ask you for your thoughts on Bodan. Do you find him trustworthy?
Anum-La trusts him. That's good enough for me.
Remember though, she is naive. She grew up alone, and we are her family. She would be blind if Bodan sought to betray her.
Do you not trust Bodan?
No, I trust him now more than ever. For you see, the best way to solidify one's beliefs is to challenge them.
Something must have brought this on.
You are perceptive, companion. You have the makings of a great leader. Yes, I misled the three of you earlier when I said I could not find Indrel. I neglected to mention that she was more than eager to find me. She was adamant that Bodan was a traitor. She believed he was only in the company for vengeance. She also said that Ula-Wei would never let his guard down unless the killer was someone he trusted. She said Bodan never forgave us for what happened in that cave. It made us no different than the ones who killed his wife. I admit, I was tempted to believe it. However, after talking with you and getting a fresh perspective, it's clear that Indrel was wrong.
Why'd you found the Honorable Eight?
To answer that, I must take you back to the Great War. Before then, most of my experience came in tournaments and the arena. You risked your life, but there were always rules, a knight's code. But war, the horrors I've seen, I would wish them upon no mortal. You learn that under all the pomp and pageantry, we truly are nothing more than beasts. Yet, what I couldn't live with was my own guilt. Countless times I chose my loyalty to the military over doing what was right. Those horrors, you see, were mine. When the war was over, I vowed to never let loyalty cloud my judgment again. I would do what was honorable and stay committed to what was right. The Honorable Eight was a company founded on that principle. In war, people chase victory at all costs. Come death or glory, the one thing we would never do is compromise our beliefs.
Need something?
As I pen this, Delamae has asked that I join him for a walk. I suspect one of us will not return. In the end, the answer was obvious. He betrayed us because he could no longer betray his ideals. I've watched you grow up from a young hatchling. You were the youngest, but as hardy as Arnwolf, charming as Elia, Indrel's luck in my words, and you were every bit the swordsman as Delamae. Someday you will be just as fine a leader. You are our spirit and our heart. I'm sure Runa sees this as well. Farewell, my friend, and safe travels.
You found something. What does it say?
Delamae is the assassin.
Delamae? No, I refuse to believe it. Let me see that note. Bodan, thank you.
He isn't dead yet. Where would they go?
There's only one place I can think of. The marsh. Come on, maybe we can still do something.
Rest easy, my friend. It'll be over soon. When you reach the other side, give Leliana my regards.
The day we met, I didn't want to come. But you insisted. You were always right.
I wish it felt that way. Goodbye, my brother.
No!
I'm sorry, little hatchling. I know you loved Bodan, as did I.
Delamae, I stood by you, trusted you. Is this what you call a knight's honor?
I understand your anger. Moondale, Elia, Arnwolf, Ulawe, and Bodan. With every loss, a piece of me died with them. Yet I made a vow when I formed the Honorable Eight, to stand by what I believed was right, even if it meant slaying our own.
Pretty warped sense of morality.
That is what it means to be a knight. That is the very definition of honor.
And I swore my own vow to protect the lives of my friends and to never let another innocent die.
Then stand by your vow, Swamp Knight, as I will mine. Show me my lessons were not in vain. For honor.
There we go.
Wait, Gore. This is a duel.
What the heck? I figured I'd let them do this one-on-one, but I guess not. I guess 2-on-1 seems a lot better than 4-on-1. No, don't turn your back on him. No. That was a bad mistake there. And you were winning.
Tag in!
Of course he full heals. This cost me no stamina, but it should cost him something.
Come on. Come on, make a move.
Dude has infinite stamina, apparently.
Okay, guys, I think it's about time to start jumping in.
Oh shit, I actually chopped down that tree next to him. Look at the wood over to the left. Just kind of fading into the ground or whatever. This is Runa fighting somebody who's actually a way better warrior than she is.
Starting to feel all this adventuring in my...
Thanks, Gore.
It was a tree like this, sitting on a tiny island. The 7 of them were standing there, waiting for the 8th. I marched up to them, lashing my tail against the water. I said, I heard this company is in need of a true knight. Well, look no further. They all laughed, all except Daikatana. He walked up to me, shook my hand and said, welcome. I don't know if what he did was the honorable thing, but he believed it was, and that's a burden few are willing to bear. Now, having slain him, I know his pain. It's over. May Daikatana find the peace in death he could not find in life.
Do you need to be alone?
No. I'll be all right, traveler. I just needed a moment to say goodbye. For all he did, and all he put me through, I still forgive him. More than that, I understand him. All he ever wanted was to be clean.
In any case, I guess it's over. Your company has its peace.
Thank you, traveler. I'll do my best to remember the fallen. Moontail for his surprises. Arnwolf for his laugh. Bodan for his wisdom. Ulaway for his cunning. And Elia for being the sister I never had. And of course, Daikatana for taking pity on a little hatchling from the swamp and showing her the way.
People of
What is
Riften,
it?
heed my words.
Yes?
We've all heard of the drags.
Didn't expect to find you here.
Very
What?
well, Talon.
Did you think I would spend the rest of my days in that cavern?
What you up to?
I'm taking a break from adventuring, but I'll be out there again when I need the coin. For now, I'm enjoying this city. I didn't know they had a Temple of Mara here, and while Riften is beautiful, I think I need a little more sun. Perhaps I'll head south to Cyrodiil, and maybe just keep going.
Can I make a request?
Sure. What would you like to hear?
Something new.
There is one ballad I can play for you. It was given to me by a bard travelling north to Morthal. He sat in this tavern and listened to me play. And when I had finished, he asked if I would honour a dying man's last request. Then, without another word, he played this song. Sweep over the skies and floods the swamps of my heights. Rain falls on black marsh year after year, but the hiss sheds not a tear. Forests of green slowly fade in mist like ghosts of the day. Storms rage through black marsh year after year, but the heat sheds not a tear. Oh, 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 oh. dear, but for the hiss shed not a tear.
Bodan's song. By the hist. He was here then.
He never told me his name, but he was a kind man, and he honored me with this gift.
And you do his memory proud. Thank you.
The pleasure is mine, Swamp Knight. Say hello to our elf friend if you see him.
So he was finally able to let go.
It was a beautiful song.
Yes. Beautiful, sad, and angry. A lost love, a death without an answer, and gods who cared not for either. But as I said the day we met, despite what Bodan may think, in the end, the sheer force of that song drove the hist to listen. They say the trees cry for no one, but when he played, I know in my heart they wept for him.
So hey, thanks for joining me today. I know it's been a while since I actually put out a video, and thank you for joining me for this story today. I think Interesting NPCs has a lot of interesting quests in it, with really good writing. I might be trying to do some different stuff soon, but as always, I really enjoy telling these stories, even if they're not my own. And that's all for today. So long and thanks for watching.
Why the heck does the sun look like that? Is it an omen? Could be.